Hi there, it's Susan. Welcome to another one of my live shows. So happy to have you all here. Hang on while I work with the lights a little bit. I've got new paint behind me. I actually painted my apartment for the first time in ages. Whoops, 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 whoops. Hang on. The screen is so touchy here. So it should be a little bit lighter. Want to welcome all of you today. And I want you to know that I am discussing a question that you asked of me last time. B. Gwyneth, thank you. I've got my computer. Hang on just a little bit. My computer was a little funny today. And I needed to get a little bit more light in here. Hang on, bear with me, everybody. Oh, golly, I hope I don't touch the wrong button. Okay. Oh, it is light. My screen was dark. Welcome. Susan Winter here. Amea, Katarina, Mystic, Magnification, Phil Brad, PRMD, and I know Brian was here. Yafa. Hi, Yafa. Today, we are talking about a question that Vera asked about why someone would choose the lesser. Not just somebody who chose somebody lesser than you. Somebody maybe is you who chooses somebody that you know is less. And I mean that not every human being has worth. What I'm saying in this context is when you choose somebody that is not the best choice, not at your level of understanding, consciousness, awareness, partnership skills, somehow the payoff and the repercussions of making that kind of a choice. Welcome, everybody. Oh, how nice to see so many people here and all those hearts and giving me love and love and love. I ran into a fellow last night on the street. As I was walking the streetwalker with Nika, at the end of the night, I ran into a lovely guy from the Dominican Republic. So this is a shout out to Christian. Christian looked at me and I had one of my merch t-shirts on and Nika, no makeup and my progressive reading glasses. And he stopped me and he said, "Oh my God, you're Susan Winter. I love you." He is a psychology student. And Luis took a photo of us, so I'm hoping to post that later. If you see me walking on the street, say hi. Introduce yourself. Let me put a face to a name if you follow me. I do this for you. I want to know that it's working. I want to know what you need from me so that I can do the job that I came here to do. Okay, so Christian from the Dominican Republic, that's a shout out. And thank you, Luis, for taking the photos. All right, let's talk about this. So why would somebody choose less? Why would you choose less? Okay, and Veronica, this is for you. So Vera writes, "Hi, Susan. Thank you for all the wisdom and clarity you bring. I would love it if there were a live show on why people choose someone lesser. You did a brilliant video on that, and it would be awesome to hear you speak about it with more Q&A. So if you have this question, this is this platform. Ask me your questions, put them in super chat. Just so you know, B and Gwyneth are on a train. My wonderful mods. They do me when they're camping. I mean, they're like on vacation. This is a non-paid gig that is just a love gift, and I adore them so very much. So they are here to help us. And if you can't figure out how to use the super chat, they will assist you. Okay. So this is what this is all about. Has anybody ever had this experience before? If so, write me in the chat. Were you maybe feeling more comfortable to choose somebody where you thought, they won't leave me? I mean, they'd have to be really stupid to leave somebody like me. Or did you have a partner that just lost interest, somebody who started dating, and then you see the person they're with, or you meet the person they're with, and you're like, okay, I give up. I don't know what's going on there. I guess my education, I guess my personality, I guess my looks, You like that better? It's so weird. Susie Q writes, these moderators are special, that's for sure. You know they are. We love B and Gwyneth. And good morning from California. Lovely to have you here. Hi, everyone. And I read something really lovely in here. See, stands out about you is that you're a woman who loves and supports other women. Thank you, Sadie. I'm filtering through the dating apps. Okay, greetings from Germany. Hi to all of you. Just really love this. Your radiant personality is so powerful that you can rescue people from their own self-destruction about another. You're so incredible. Tom, TD, thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh, that's so sweet. Okay, Amaya, I would never choose somebody lesser. All right, okay. Let's discuss when somebody might and why. All right. This has to do with power. Now, I'm one of the few people I know that wants to discuss this topic. I think it's very pertinent. Power has a lot more to do with why somebody has dumped you or lost interest than you could ever know. You think you're not good enough. I cannot tell you how weird it is to finally discover that you were left because you were too much. That somehow the allness of who you were felt like uncomfortable. Maybe you're the most warm, open, loving, generous person in the world. And you're like, I don't get it. It was such a great date. We had they're not with their ex. I vetted them. I filtered like crazy. It was really, I got to get rid of this pillow. I did all my homework. They seemed normal. I don't know what happened. It could be that in your speaking of to casual achievements, only answering the questions that they asked you, it could be that as they were taking in all of the information about who you were and how you handle yourself and your confidence and your knowledge of what you want, they could have looked at that and thought, man, I have to be in fit form to handle this. Now, it's not necessarily a conscious thought. In some people, they are that aware. But in most people, it will simply be, I don't feel comfortable. I don't know why. And they will back away. And I bet half of you here, at least, can think of a situation that's baffled you when somebody bailed and you're like, it didn't make sense. You were looking great. It was a great time in your life. You were super confident. And it would never, ever occur to you that in their assessment of you, their perceived version of your value or your power eclipsed them and made them feel insecure. Not that you did anything wrong. You weren't trying to posture. You weren't trying to brag. Something inside them said, one, it could have said, I don't deserve this. I'm aiming too high. Two, I'm punching way out of my league. Three, I'm not safe. Somebody like that, they could have anybody. I mean, one day they're going to wake up and look at me and go, God, what am I with this loser for? They've got a graduate degree. I only did community college. They make six figures. I make, a decent five, but I'm not super rich. Or they dated a model. The modelizers. Oh God, there's so many. Oh, I only date models. Yes. Okay. So these are some of the reasons. All right. Let me go into this. Let's see. Thank you. Okay. I was told I wasn't good enough and that he'd been settling. He told me I was filling a void and was always an option. Wow. That is so brutal. Brian, I am so sorry that is what you had to hear. I am grateful for the unabashed truth, unfiltered, horrific truth. In your heart of hearts, do you think he was all that? Do you think he was settling? Just asking you. I find it very curious. I don't know. Maybe he said that to protect himself. Oh! 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 It's a sign from the universe. Hang on. This is from Chris. Chris made me, this is a big thank you card from Chris. Okay, we're going to leave this off the wall now. Oh my goodness, my goodness. Yeah, maybe that's a sign from the universe. I don't know. I don't know the backside of the story. Depends on what people mean by lesser too. Just because they're looking for wealthier, better looking or wealthier doesn't always mean they're an upgrade. True. So, but come on, and I know when I say the lesser, there is a level of awareness as to what we feel that we deserve. And I'm going to tell you why people might choose somebody that makes them feel more confident because they feel superior. Let me just read these off first. I'll get all of this out of here, and then we can start chatting away. Okay, 1, control and power. Whether it's true or it's just imposed upon them, meaning it's the imagined power they think you have. They do not like feeling less than. There are people that can talk to you and your vocabulary is better, and they're like, oh man, I can't keep up with this. And this is why they would walk away from you and take somebody where they don't have to work. So when I'm talking about the lesser, I mean the person that requires the least amount of effort. You could be left dumped because you actually had boundaries. Like, yeah, you can't call me at 2 a.m. and say, what's up? They're like, oh, damn, I just want to get laid. That's too much work. Okay. I'm uncomfortable with being held to responsibilities, and I'd rather hang out with somebody that demands less of me. Okay. That's what that's all about. Personality will always determine who is the lesser partner. True. And manners and civility. And I think, if they have a growth consciousness. Okay, what about security? Now, be honest, you don't have to share it with us. Was there ever a time when you were feeling so rocky from dating and you'd really lost your heart to somebody? I mean, massive charisma, gorgeous, whatever. And it was a stretch and you just got wiped out. They played you, whatever. It was amazing. It was like they were your, I don't know, they were your kryptonite. And then you want to enter the dating realm rather slowly. And so you are making a safe choice. And you do not want to be hurt. So you actively or subconsciously choose someone as you review them. And we got to be real here. So, okay, no judgments. We just got to be real. This is how humans are built. We look at them and we think, you'd be an idiot to leave me. I mean, really, I have this, 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 and I have this, and I have this. And it's all benefit to you. And so you are choosing out of safety and security, hoping that the difference in the perceived levels of power, chips on the table in the world, wherever that power lies, you are feeling as though you are at an advantage. This is an assessment that's part of the strategy play. I'm not saying it's bad. We all do it to some degree at some point in time. People either function from here totally, or work on the integration and the battle between the two. That's what most of us are doing. We have the head says this, the heart says this. The head says this, the heart says this. The head wins, the heart wins. This is what we go through in love and dating, right? What we want, what we should do. Sometimes people choose, even yourself included, the route of least resistance and the least amount of anticipated chaos, because you are battle weary, you're tired, you just need an R&R relationship where you're kind of like lying in a pool, just kind of on a raft because you don't want to be stressed and work that hard. That is a time. Again, there's no good or bad. It's just how people make decisions. Veronica, 50. Oh my gosh. Thank you, my dear. I love this. I love this. This was Veronica's question. The guy was seeing had a history of being with women who needed to be taken care of, then left. It is quite sad that he was not even aware of it. Okay, let me talk about this. I think this is brilliant. Firstly, thank you so much. Okay, because I'm grateful that you brought up this topic because it's something I wanted to talk about. I can cross it off my list. All right. For a long time in my life, given my family of origin, I looked at relationships, the primary one between my mother and father, and I thought, well, he's got to need her. I mean, that if you needed somebody, that was a lock. Wanting wasn't enough. And I believe that in my early lack of choosing or lack of filtering or just agreeing to be a girlfriend to whomever, fought hard enough to get that position from me, that I just did it. I went with them. And it wasn't really something I wanted, but I was tired of, I don't know, whatever. I gave in. And I thought, oh, this will be okay, right? But I felt secure in that I figured that they needed me more than I ever needed them. I didn't need them for anything, right? You become desperate when you need somebody. And to feel needed in a relationship makes you feel safe. But here's the double-edged sword. When you are needed, there is a dynamic where on the other end, that person will not want to continually look at you, realizing you're more and feel like less compared to you because they need you. That need and the knowledge that I can't do it myself, I actually need them for financial security, for social status, to get me the job I want to get, whatever reason. I need them because right now I don't have an apartment. Right now I need somebody to take care of me. Right now whatever. The need turns into, instead of gratitude, it can very, very, very quickly morph into anger, resentment, and hatred. Because every time they look at you, they realize that you're more and they hate you for it. Because they don't want to be in a locked position of being the one that needs, because it makes them feel weak. So most human beings will strive to feel good about themselves in some way. Bad ego, reactivity, whatever, they will seek a way to feel okay. And one of the ways to make themselves feel okay is to flip the script, which is exactly what's happening here. That somebody either transactionally, as Veronica is writing, is a woman in need, a man in need, whatever. Oh, help me, give, fix me. Thanks a lot. I'm out of here. Because that's all it was ever about. But the person who is choosing these kinds of partners repetitively is under the false illusion that they will need me. So of course they'll stay. And this is a smart investment. So you see how the mind thinks that? This is a smart investment because I know they need me. But humans will not stay down. Look at any oppressed group. They will not stay down. And anybody who feels less than eventually has to get back at the person that is the perceived more, whether they deserve it or not. And so that's why it's a stronger position and a healthier position in relationships to choose because you want somebody, not because you need them. It's better for you. It's better for them. And I really thank you because we knocked one off of my list. It's not like people are consciously thinking this, but this is what's going on. All right, my dear. Okay, let's see what else. I know there's more down here. Hang on. Oh, my screen, I did something. Okay, hang on. I'm trying to get down here. Oh, Bear with me, everybody. I've got some problems with my keyboard today. Okay. Okay. Oh, man. I'm going to have to pin your message because I don't know what else to do with it. I can't seem to do anything. Okay. All right. I don't know what I did here. Oh, golly, please don't freeze on me. Oh, my Lord. Oh, gosh, this stuff makes me crazy. All right. Let's see. Guys always tell me they want more than casual sex, but when I show up with passion, curiosity, attention, and so much more, they freak out and run away. They tell me I'm happy too, or too much. Guys, I'm having a problem with my screen. Forgive me here. Oh, shite. Don't know how to do this. Okay, my screen is frozen. Oh, here we go. Okay, all right. Um, AI made me do this, I swear. Let them go. You're telling the truth. That's all we need to know, right? You do your part. There are people out there that they don't want to work. Okay, they don't want to put in the effort. They want to just have sex, or they want to have just the honeymoon period. But as long as you've done your work, I'm sorry you're frustrated, but you're doing the right thing. You want, guys tell you they want more than casual sex. You tell them you want more than casual sex too. And then if they freak out and run away, I think you should do something differently. Whatever you've been doing at the end of these relationships, if you're having a pattern, I think you should take one of these guys aside and say, look, I'm really trying to learn. You're not bad. You're not wrong. I would love to have you talk to me. Why did you freak out and run away? Whatever you say, I'm not in judgment. Just illuminate me, because I'm at this point, like, I'm really confused. It's not just me. My friends are going through the same thing. Why does a guy do that? Now, I have a technique that I call, where you make it more objective. You go more philosophical. You can have most any conversation with somebody that they perceive otherwise as being quite, something where they have to be defensive or they're being attacked and accused. If you say it philosophically, as though the example that you have known from your experience with them makes you think of a bigger issue. Why does this happen? I like you. You seem like a cool guy. Can you just, this is not about you. This is about people in general. So when they think they're talking about people in general, or they think they're talking about their guy friends, like, why do you guys do this? My girlfriends are asking me. Now they know that they're not answering on their own. They will project what really they're thinking onto their guy friends, and that's how you get the answer. Okay, that's a trick. I tried to send a super chat twice and it didn't go through. We have had problems and we've been writing. I am terribly sorry. It processed, the payment is pending, but I do want to ask you a question. I'll be looking for it. I am not getting these payments, just so you know. I make a screenshot of everybody else, because last week we had some that went through, like Mexican. Zen Maiden is in Mexico City. She said she got charged. I never saw it. It never came through to me, because I get a screenshot of all the monies that have come through. Okay, you're going to have to write them. Let's see. So we're going to be watching this. I've met people in my past who wants to be loved out of their problems. Never again. Yeah. If love alone could heal somebody's problems, there's nothing wrong with being a supportive partner. That's fabulous. But we cannot do the work for them. We can support them in their journey. That's about it. You are fascinating to listen to, regardless what you're speaking of. The information you give just goes as part of life in every relationship. I love it. Susie Q, thank you so much. And PRMD, we are still looking for you. Just type it normally. Don't worry about the rest of it. And then screenshot everything that you think. Do keep a screenshot, because when you contact them, the help, there's a little, on my screen, on the lower left-hand side, there's an arrow. There's kind of like an exclamation point. You can always contact help, but they will want to see a screenshot, okay? And you can always refute it with your bank. All right, so any other questions here? All right. Dear and lovely Susan, Nicola, they're coming through very, very slowly today. I don't know why, but that's technology. So let me continue to talk. So security. People might choose the lesser for reasons of security. Security, which means they have insecurity about being left. Okay, here we go. PRMD, I'm assuming this is your question. Before our dates, he'd always chase, even double texting often. Now he doesn't even initiate. Oh my God. Anybody relate to this? Um, what changed? I don't know. If I initiate, he'll reply, but it's not the same as in the start. No. This is universal, but we tend to blame guys for this a lot. I'm imagining that you're now seeing each other. I have a question for you, and this is very, very important. Have you defined the relationship? Are you seeing each other casually? Are you sleeping together, but you didn't really talk about it? It feels to me like you're in that in-between section where you've just started seeing somebody. Maybe you've just started sleeping with them. And now they backpedaled because they don't have to do the same kind. They caught you. They caught you. Now, if you've just begun to sleep with them 1, 2, 3, 4 times, they could be on their way out. I'm just being real here. You need to have a conversation. First of all, you need to know, did I do my homework? When I met this person, did I tell them I'm looking for a relationship? Because anytime that you're upset about these things, and you're right, me, it indicates to me that you thought or hoped you were in something meaningful, something solid, something consequential. If you were in for casual sex, they'd just be rude and you'd be on to the next. But you feel upset by this, as you should, because there was great interest and now they're lagging. So they either got what they wanted and rode the ride as long as they wanted to, or and you did not establish what you guys have, or they got off, they're pulling away just before you start to have that conversation because they don't want to have it with you. But if you're in a committed relationship, then you need to say to them, look, I need to hear from you. And I like to position it such that I'm going to definitely lose interest when I don't hear from you and you don't pursue me and you don't make an effort, because we're talking about effort now. If you don't make an effort for me, I have to assume you're not interested or you're done. I would rather you tell me straight. Just tell me straight. This is why I beg every single one of you to have the honesty conversation. Start it from the very beginning. Do you not know that you have the steering wheel in your hands from day one? Just because you don't know them and you don't have anything sorted with them yet doesn't mean that you cannot reveal at the right time, as you're starting to progress, how you would like to be handled. I urge everyone to have this basic, hey, listen, we're just getting to know each other. I know it's all new. You never know what's going to happen. I'm way good with honesty. Here's the deal. You don't want to see me, just say, hey, I'm not into it. No questions asked. Done and done. You don't need to ghost me. We don't need to lie to each other. It's all good. And I'll do the same. You cool with that? Done. The conversation's done. Now you don't have to have this because this person's backpedaling. I hope I've answered your question, PRMD. Could be wonderful. I don't know. But you need to talk to them. Oh, no, it's been 2 dates and we're both traveling right now. We haven't slept together, only kissed. All right. Then in that case, I would do, when are they going to be back in town? Give it a little time then. When they come back in town and you're both traveling and you're done doing your thing, because there's no commitment here, you're just starting out, just let them know that, hey, I really like hearing from you. And that's how I keep my interest. Okay? But I am glad that I explained it the other way because so many of you are in that situation. Uh, Hi, Susan. Is 50 too late to find a decent relationship? Been single for years, more than 10. Thank you. Rupal Thacker. I'm doing an interview tomorrow. God, I don't know what TV station it is, but it's about The Bachelor. There's a foxy looking bachelor. Maybe he's a former sports celebrity. I'm going to do my research tonight. But he's a senior and he wants to date senior women. So I can't tell what gender you are, and it doesn't matter, but love happens at all ages. I have clients from 18 to, I think the oldest was, I think 72, but something tells me I worked with somebody 89. I know I get a wide, so as people fall in love all the time. And if you're a female, tune into Jonathan Aslade, my buddy, because he deals exclusively with women 40 and over, but more like mid 50s. That seems to be the more dominant area. So love can happen at any time. Now, what happens is you're looking at partners and you're not seeing them at 20 and lived with them all these years as they age. So, everybody is more set in their ways. Everybody, but also everybody has a clearer version of what they want. And by the time you're in your 50s, you're not going to be a pushover for anybody. You've got your life, you may have your family, you may have your kids from another marriage, you've got whatever, you've been alone for 10 years, so you don't need them to take care of you. So the wonderful thing about this is now it's up to you. If you see something you like, yes, pursue it. People can indeed. I had a woman who was called me. Was she 69? He was 71. One of the two. She might have been 71 and he was 69. And that was the appreciation discussion. He was with her. They'd fallen in love. She met him, I don't know, playing sports, I think, in her community. And, he was a lovely guy. And he had, to be honest, some tricky situations with his ex where if you didn't know the quality of man, you'd go, oh, this is a little weird. But the way it was described to me and the way all of it, he still shared a property with an ex. That was it. But I don't mean that he lived there. They just had something in a joint name. But this lady said, I thought my husband was it. I called my husband the love of my life. This guy's it. I mean, he's wonderful. So yes, you can find love. All righty. Hi, Susan Magda. I'm a female from the UK. Yes, I have a buddy over there, Johnny Castle, and I just wrote him a little while back from one of my other clients, and I said, gee, Johnny, I think you have women now, but predominantly you had men. And wouldn't it be nice if I could put some of my women in the UK there with some of your men that I already know are tuned up and trained up? So that's what we were discussing briefly. Hey, Susan, I'm a 21-year-old man and sometimes find it hard to talk to women I find very attractive. Koala Fardala, you are not alone. Most men get tongue-tied because you're so visually stimulated in the midst of great beauty. Yes, I usually have charisma, but it seems like I forget how to speak. Any tips? Okay. 1, it's completely normal. 2, you have put 100% of their value into their looks. And you're doing the dream. If you've followed me, if you don't know what it is, just Google Susan Winter and the Dream, because you are making all of them up here on a pedestal. They have beauty. Now, I mean, sometimes the difference between 25 and 35 is frightening, and 35 and 55 terrifying. So they've got beauty now. What you need to do is focus on the other thing. I have a task for you. I just thought of this. Oh, by the way, all these tips that I give you, they're like off the top of my head. But what I'd like you to do, Kawalafa Dala, I want you to, next time you see a beautiful woman, I want you to get, yeah, your eyes have been attracted. I want you to hunt for the other thing. Hunt intelligence, warmth, sweetness, academic achievement, successful career. And then I want you to talk about that. And it's got to be real. I don't care if it's that she cooks and loves dogs. I don't care what it is. Anything other than her looks, because you can't see anything beyond that. And that's paralyzing you. Okay? Alrighty there. I've never had a real or good relationship. Now's the time. Just because we've never had it doesn't mean we can never have it. Okay? It's easily achievable, but it is. So I have a recipe. So when you do this, I need you to do forensics. I don't know how long you've been watching this channel because I do this repetitively with people. This is my first time seeing you here. But whenever you have a forensic of even the bad relationships, I want you to write out all the negatives about them. And then take that negative and turn it to its positive equivalent. Like if it's never had time for me, has time for me. Because this is from the I don't want list to what I'm looking for list. And when we focus on what we're looking for and keep that dominant in our mind, our little humming device will find its way there and start to notice those things. And that's how you construct a reality that you've never experienced. All of invention is an idea that's never been done before. It is every prototype is something that let's see if we can make this thing we've never made. So manifestation of an idea is all that's happening here in this physical world. This is all we're doing. And I have done videos, and I want you to look for this as well. Google my name in YouTube or YouTube my name in YouTube with like creating like love a la carte or creating a relationship. How do we create a love we've never seen before? How do we find love that we've never seen before? Because I did a video on that. I had a colleague that needed to see love. This is also in Allowing Magnificence. There's a story about this lady in Allowing Magnificence. She needed to create a template that she'd never experienced in her life. And how can you believe that love's going to happen if you've never felt loved in your life ever? And the only thing closest to love was attention. And she only got attention a little bit when she was sick. Can you guess that she's had a few medical issues, including cancer? Yeah. So take what you didn't get, turn it to what you want to get. Even if you've never seen it before, that's what you focus on. And that's how that happens. Okay. Good advice. I appreciate that. I live in New York City, and sometimes beautiful women are apprehensive of men on the street. Yes, of course, Koala. Maybe I'm overthinking, but I'll do my best to find that other thing. If you find that other thing, I want you to look at that as your comfort zone. That's your safe spot. That, not the beauty. The beauty caught your attention. Once you get the vibe, then go in for the hunt for what is it. Okay? And find that in the conversation. And that's what you're looking for. You're gonna have a very different vibe when you're talking to people. I wonder if you're from Australia. Who knows? Let's see. Oh, don't tell me I touched this again. Golly, what is wrong with my computer? My gosh, you guys, I'm gonna just okay. I'm the problem in my relationship. I've been single my entire life. It's made me uber independent. I can't switch that off. Lara, that's okay. Whatever. How cool that you know it. You don't need your partner. Have you thought of starting slowly and looking for a companion? culturally, intellectually, conversationally. Another, a foodie, somebody that likes hobbies that you like. Um, you don't, I don't know what these people are expecting you to do, but I'd seriously ask you to take a look at all of my videos on a la carte and why I construct the a la carte lifestyle model. In that's what it's one of the sessions I have that's available. It's an hour session. You either buy an hour to just chat about whatever, or you can do that. But a la carte means that you take whatever it is about you that you think is the quirk, the difference, the whatever, the preference, and you create a model of romance that would actually serve you. Because what you're doing is trying to find a way to take who you are and fit it into a standard model of what you think a partner needs to be. Like, couples do not have to sleep in the same room anymore. I just got a call from my bestie in the UK. She's visiting her father and stepmom, and she is wonderful. And she and her partner are now in separate rooms in their home. And he's a much younger guy. She needs her space. She's an adult woman. She's in her 50s. And she's like, I need my sanity. I need my space. You get the, you're going to live in the living room. That's okay. And they get together and they have TV time and they make, dinner together and they get together and they do the wild thing or whatever, but they have their own space. And I just need you all to know that if you do not see what you want on the menu here, do not forget you can create a la carte. A la carte relationships, a la carte love designs. And if you need help, I'm your girl for that, okay? You've read my mind, Methuselah. Love this woman. Love this woman. You're here, always contributing. It means so much to me. Thank you. $5. Settling for less than you offer. It's a form of self-betrayal and a signal to the universe that you have low self-esteem and seek approval. Wow, that's great. That is on the money. Yep. People go where they feel comfortable. And this discussion really for Veronica was to try and explain the illogical moves that humans will make. And Naftusa, it's so great to hear from you, and thank you for that, and love you too. I see the hearts there. That's so adorable. JJ, your question is not visible. I can't see. Thanks, Fatima. Apologies. Okay. Hello, Susan. You're amazing. I've learned a lot from your great advice. Thank you, EGD. So these things are not, I recognize that these are not discussions that are going to be clickbait. Yeah. So, but these are the things that are happening. These are the gaps. You are getting a lot of the main bullet point directives on most of these channels from very good people and some people that never should have entered this business, but from some of my colleagues that I know and trust. Yeah. But we need to talk about these other things. They trip you up more than you know. When you start to understand human nature, you basically have your answer to all of your dating questions. You just have to be observant. The way I learned it was to ask myself dating players. I don't suggest that. I did it for 6 years. I dated players for 6 years because it was completely bewildering to me, and I needed to test a theory that in a world that's shut down to the idea of love, could a genuine, self-respecting love survive? And could it cut through the hardest of hearts? And I proved myself right. But getting that kind of courage to be able to be solid, love, they take it, they don't take it, they want it, they don't want it, and you remain, you'll be dented, but you won't be scarred for life, and move on to the next. That was my training ground. I don't suggest you do it. You don't have to. I'll give you the information. But this is where we are right now. Okay? So these are very good points that you're all bringing up. Now, let me go back to this. People choose the lesser: control, power, security, because they have insecurity, fear, comfort, safety, they'd never leave me, ego. Here's another one: ego. I'm better. I feel better about myself dating somebody who's lesser because they remind me that I feel better about myself. Linda Brown, this wonderful, wonderful, beautiful, massively generous woman. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. You are so thoughtful and kind. Thank you so much, Linda. Really do adore you. $50. It's great. Thank you. Thank you. Just wonderful. Linda, if I can answer something for you, please let me know. We do dearly appreciate you as a very strong supporter and gracious woman. Thank you, my dear. Okay, Cassandra, I'm a loser player magnet, but I'm working on myself. Oh, interesting. This is very interesting. You're a player magnet. What do you get out of that? You're not stupid, so you can't roll that one on me. But like, there's got to be a payoff for this. I knew some gals that like to sharpen the claws of their confidence, is what I used to say. They would date like the biggest private equity guys in the world, or, venture capital fund dudes, just to see if their stilettos had sharper heels, just to like crush the competition. They did it for sport. But if you're, listen, players have tells. And if you haven't seen my player videos, your assignment is to go watch some of them, because you'll get everything. You can choose to date a player if you want to, but don't be played by a player, and don't get under the spell of somebody that you think is a genuine guy that turns out to be a player, male or female. So there are players. And players, you'll know because the attraction's immediate, the charisma is unbelievable, the light is so hot, the way they shine on you, you feel radiant. I mean, all the dopamine is going off, everything's going off in your body. They get what they want, which is the hit, which is you, your total it's not just the sex. They want you to fall hard. That's what people don't talk about. They want you to fall hook, line, and sinker. And then once they've captured you, because they know they've got you, that's when they back off. So there's no win here. There's no win for you to get. If you like to do it because you want to practice your skills at the game and you intend on writing a book about it, go. Make sure you chronicle everything in detail. And then he said this, and then he said that, and then I did this, and that didn't work out. But my next date, I did this and this and this. That's got merit. Okay. Learning to understand human nature does make dating easier, but it also, makes, hang on. Okay, Cassie's in here, but it also makes me sad. Often it is as simple as she is just not that into you. True, Robert. I'm going to say to you what a therapist said to me. I paid so much money to therapists where I got nothing except 1 or 2 lines. I'm going to use one of them on you. Do you like everybody you meet? Are you into everybody who's into you? Oftentimes it's just that. But that clarity is worth gold. So many people that write me are caught up in the loop of not knowing why they were rejected. What did I do wrong? This is why I'm talking about some of these weird, tricky things here, because you were too much and they felt uncomfortable. They didn't want to put in the effort. They can go hang with so-and-so and have them whenever they want to, and they won't protest. And they're what I call disposable, especially with pickup artists. Pickup artist guys were looking for disposable women, like a razor blade. Like, I use you 10 times and you're no longer sharp and I get rid of you. and they didn't value somebody as a human. Okay. So this good that you understand this, Robert, this is great, but it is oftentimes that they're just not into you. But how great is it that you know that that's true? That's true. Cassie Autumn, 4.99. Thank you, my dear. How can I date again after significant heartbreak? How do I know that my head and heart are in the right place? Well, significant heartbreak, you're going to wait for a while. Okay? You're going to wait until you feel healthy and healed and you don't feel desperate and needy. And then but you are not going to go out into, Miss Susie says you are not allowed to go out into the online dating playground until you have some very strong boundaries, and you're not allowed to date until you do some pre-qualifiers of filtering people. Because this time you have to know what you want. You have to review your last relationship, not to feel badly, but you have to review where there were red flags and you missed them, where after this bad breakup, like how you could have anticipated something earlier on, or how you could have seen a character trait earlier on that you chose to ignore because you wanted the relationship. But had you seen that character trait, you would have been far better equipped to know that this was the outcome. So people have patterns of behavior. Humans have patterns of behavior. You can predict what they're going to do. Every once in a while, there'll be one who's really good at game and they'll fool you. And they'll fool you, but then even the way they fool you becomes a pattern and you can figure out the next way. Okay? So it's, don't do it till you feel good about yourself. Make sure you do all your homework over processing it first. And go back in, and just as I said to the other person here, what you do is you look at what you liked about that partner. You keep that in your prototype. You look at what you didn't like, turn it to its positive opposite, and apply that as what you're looking for. Okay? I'm so glad, Carrie, you're talking to Robert. Everybody's good. Cassie's talking to Linda. This is all wonderful. I love this. Alexandra, the men I start long-term relationships after a while become unmotivated and stop working. Everybody does. Everybody does. I think you're Romanian from the name, maybe guessing. Everybody does. People get lazy. We move on. I do it too. Do you think I run in platform shoes and a negligee to the door year 1.5? Not happening. Nope. Year 2? Nope. Beginning? Yep. Sometimes, yep. I make an effort. Everybody makes an effort. The reason people don't after a while is they get lazy and they move on to other goals in life. Now, if you are in a committed relationship and you've chosen this person as your partner and you've told them we need date night, you need to court me, I need to feel a little sexy once in a while, we need to have more sex, the marriage discussions that you have, those kinds of things, even just in long-term relationships, you need to put the spark back into it. And then if your partner is unwilling, they need to understand that there are consequences to that, depending upon how far you are on the empty tank. Like, are you halfway empty, quarter of the way empty? Are you all dry bone? Your fuel tank of feeling appreciated and adored are at like rock bottom. These are important discussions. Okay, so today we were talking about why people choose the lesser. And I'm asking you each week to give me conversations that you would like to discuss. I'm picking those that I think other people would like to, who might be listening to the live show. Robert says, thank you for addressing me, Susan. I felt like you were talking directly to me. Well, I was. I was. Yeah. The computer, it's got a monitor, but it's as best I can do right now. This is why I don't date blow-up dolls. Yeah, you never know. They give up on you, right? Okay, let's see. Susan, thank you for your work. You opened my eyes to the notion of what limerence is. I'm still stuck and can't get her out of my head, but at least now I have a name for the reason behind it. Okay, player. And you can always have player. Okay. Um, but everyone I see at NYU seems to be on their own mission. How can I break the ice without looking like pickup lines are desperate? Oh, koala. Okay. You're in college, NYU, very prestigious school. If you're there, congrats. Um, Talk about their work. Talk about their profession. I mean, listen. You go into a gym of hardcore bodybuilders training for a competition, they're not going to be talking to you. You got to catch them on their way to the water fountain or on when they're done with their workout. There must be a coffee shop that's near campus. There must be, maybe there's a community center. Maybe there is, like, where do you eat lunch there? A library, whatever. I'm not working. I'd like to see the whole thing. If you're here in New York, I mean, I don't know. Maybe we can kind of buff you up. I don't know what's going on because I'm just getting the text here. But you're talking about approach, and at least you are in the company of people who are like-minded if you're at NYU. So that's great. But I'd focus in on getting close to some of the people in your classes. When the classes end, just talk to them about the lecture. Say, hey, I saw you there taking notes. Good on you. You look really studious. What did you think about this and this and that? So that's where you start the conversations. Oh, please, Susan, please can you do a show for women who are afraid to be loved? Wow. I have never heard that one before. Wow. Women who are afraid to be loved. Can you give me a little more on that? I wonder what's going to happen. Maybe it's like the Velveteen Rabbit. They're going to rub all your fur off. One topic that has been such a struggle lately is letting go of ego for the sake of keeping peace. Also known as saying, I am wrong, even if you are not, just to diffuse the issue. This is you saying no to men that you don't want. Am I right? And they don't take it very well. I think you're not meeting men that are healthy enough to be able to roll with the punches, that don't have strong enough self-esteem when they meet you. Because this reactivity commentary, we get this a lot from you. I get it a lot. So I think there's something to that. I think that guys have to feel much happier about themselves. I think this is where this is coming from. Oh, another twin flame. All right. I have such strong opinions on that. A deep dive into it. My fear with twin flame is that, like so many other terms, people grab onto some of the characteristics of this type of a relationship and start going down the rabbit hole of everybody else's videos and books and articles. Sometimes, as was said earlier, they're just not that into you. And other times it is a really meaningful connection. And I truly, truly, truly doubt, I have to be honest, I really doubt the people who swear that they are with their twin flame. I believe they're with a truly resonant soul partner. Maybe from the same tribe, if there was a point of purposeful incarnation where we got to choose that if they had done lives, if there are lifetimes together, that it could have been that. I do not think twin flames are sustainable romantically. I do not. Just saying. I think that they are made to awaken one and jostle the other. That's my take on it. But the one who gets awakened does bloody amazing things because of it, with their knowledge. That's my take. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, the twin flame, it's all over the place. It can cause people to excuse. Yes, thank you, Carrie. It can cause people to excuse abusive treatment because it was meant to be kind of thing. Yes. Accepting and giving love is the most vulnerable state. I think there are many sacred, repulsed, rejecting it. I have such high expectations of myself that I feel anyone who likes me has poor standards. What? Would you be willing to do a session with me? I want to. I have a little screwdriver in my drawer. I want to get in here and just kind of, if you don't mind, I would urge you to do so. I would love to work with you because there's something I got to adjust in there. Vera, thank you, everyone. B and Gwyneth, who were trying to catch the train, trying to catch another train and then get Wi-Fi. So this is fantastic. And Veronica, you are welcome. Let's see. Okay, everybody, so you understand why somebody might choose the lesser, even yourself, at some point in time. All right? If it is done to you, understand it. It means they are looking for power, control, and feeling good about themselves. And honestly, you shine a little bit too bright. So that's your bad you. You got yourself together. Bad you. You're really something powerful. Bad you. Just means that they're not ready for you, so they fell off the little conveyor belt. Okay, so that's good. And for those of you that want, I'm going to just tell me what you'd like to see topic-wise. I will screenshot these once the show has closed. B and Gwyneth, thank you so much. Linda Brown, everybody, Nafthusa, thank you, everybody that contributed. I hope this has helped you today. I'm here for you. Book a session with Koala. I'd love to meet you. I'd love to see what you look like. I want to see how you're dressing. I want to see how you talk to people. I want to see what's going on right now. You're applying for law school. Listen, when you get out of law school, when the lawyers finally get a free moment, they're on a corporate expense account. You're going to do fine. Let's see what is this. Carrie, hi, honey. Thank you. Another great discussion, Susan. Thanks. Adore you all. Mwah. I will see you here next week. Thank you very much. Thank you for being such a great group here. Love you all. And B and Gwyneth, we just think the world of you. So again, if you are uncertain about what's happening, check out the Dating Games Guide. It's really cool. You can adjust through AI or through, you just write it. You come to the exact moment in time where I'm talking about whatever that thing is that you want to know about, whether it's a dating game or hot and cold or why are they pulling away, every single video, all of that. And then older women, younger men got the same thing. If you're dating somebody with an age gap and you don't know what's going on, sex, power, money, do I bring them? Do I not bring them? How do I handle this? I'm feeling insecure about my age. They're too young. They're too old. I'm too old to date somebody young, whatever. That's good too. And book a session. We got that going on. If you are in Florida, I will be booking in Florida. I'll be having a sign-up sheet to book in. I'll be in Aventura on December 6th. It's a Wednesday. I'll be having a few sessions there. If you are in Asia, I will be in Singapore from actually January 23rd, but I'm going to say 25th through February 2nd. And I will be doing individuals there. And I'm going to try and get a meet and greet together in the time that I'm there, not knowing the city yet. If you think you're going to be in Singapore during that time, write me. media@susanwinter.net. Put Singapore in the heading. Love to meet you. Love to learn about the city. And okay, so that's it today. Alexandra, thank you. Teobisk, I think you're Romanian. I don't know. I'm looking at the name Marcu. I don't know. I'm going to guess. B, take care, everyone. Brian Pablo, love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My love to all of you. Linda Brown, everybody. Take care. See you next week. Love you too.